Now we're going to talk about the highest paying programming languages that you should know. Okay, if you're thinking about becoming a programmer, you're thinking about becoming a web developer and so forth, these are some of the programming languages that you should learn and gain skills in so that you have skills to make money in your career, so that you have an ability to stay employed, so that you have skills to potentially do a side hustle, which is something that we're going to be talking about later on in this stream. These are the 14 programming languages that I want for you guys to remember that are paying salaries of $155,000. Okay? Salaries of $155,000. And the reason why I'm bringing these articles to you guys is this. We don't know what tomorrow is going to bring, but we should certainly think about the decisions that we're making. There will be no more excuses for people who choose to go to college for useless degrees and then get out and say college was a scam. No more excuses for that anymore. We know what colleges or what majors are worth it, if there even is a need to go to college. College right now, the enrollment is down. Why is it down? Because of alternative education. Now we have so many companies that are coming up that are helping people to get into the tech space without a 4-year degree. Without a 4-year degree. Alternative education is the next big space that we're in, because colleges are no longer providing the value that they once did. A college degree is now a commodity. At one point in time, early on in the 50s, 60s, and 70s, everybody didn't have them. And when you had a college degree, it didn't matter what major it was, you probably were going to be doing pretty well for yourself, but that's no longer the case. Now, you don't need to be going to college for psychology, art, fashion design. There's no reason to go to college for that sort of stuff. Because all you're going to do is end up leaving college with a whole bunch of debt without having the ability to pay it off. And you're not going to have any skills at all. No longer is there an excuse for going to college getting a worthless degree. If you're going to go to college, choose something that's going to pay you well. If you're going to change into tech and make a career transition, choose a profession that's going to pay you well. Let's jump over to the 14 programming languages. 14 programming languages like Swift, Scala, that could land you $155,000 or more according to the survey of 73,000 developers. Stack Overflow surveys 73,000 developers on how much they make in programming languages they use. The website discovered which programming languages are associated with the highest paying salaries. An insider compiled a list of the top paying languages, including Clojure, Exceler, and Scala. Some of these, I don't even know what they are. So this is all new to me as well too, which is the reason why I'm bringing this to you all. So you guys can just look through it and figure it out. It's exposure, guys. While many tech companies are cutting costs to manage market downturn, others are still hiring for engineering roles. And they're paying top dollar for certain programming skills. Stack Overflow and QA site for developers with 50 million monthly visitors surveyed 73,000 developers for its annual reports. And the survey asked what programming languages they used, their salaries, and more. And each year, Stack Overflow conducts its annual developer survey to get a better understanding of what tools, software, and the programs developers are using. From this data, they've gathered a whole list of different programming languages that are being used. And last year, the programming language Scala and Java-based Clojure topped the list of the highest paying languages. This year, Scala and Clojure still top the charts, earning developers $182,000 and $175,000 respectively. So let's talk about these languages. Swift is one of them. What is Swift? Well, Swift is the main programming language used to build Apple apps. And because of this, the language is a must-know for many mobile developers. So guys, if you want to get into development, consider learning Swift. Why? Swift programmers make a median U.S. salary of $155,000. I hit the damn button too fast. I hit the damn button too fast. Hit it again. Damn! $155,000, guys. Swift developer. If you want to get into programming, consider Swift. Groovy is another one. And I love this article or this picture right here. It looks like she's actually grooving. Groovy acts as support for Java, a popular programming language used in web development. And Groovy takes anything that uses Java, like computer systems and desktop applications, and simplifies the code. That makes software faster to build because there are fewer moving parts to work with. And Groovy developers make a median salary of $160,000.
Damn!
Ruby is another one. Companies like Shopify, Groupon, GitHub use open source language Ruby to build web applications. I must say this. So back in 2014, I took Ruby on Rails, under Coding Academy, a boot camp. It was 12 weeks, and I actually liked the programming language. It was relatively easy. And it still is around today. And if you were going to learn Ruby, you can be getting paid $160,000 a year. Rust is another one, and it's spelled just like a rusty bike chain. Mozilla developed Rust as a fast, reliable programming language. It doesn't use a lot of computers' memory and prevents bugs. And Rust developers in the US earn an average of $160,000, guys. Lisp is another one, L-I-S-P, and it stands for Lisp Processing. It's another one. And those developers earn $160,000 or $130,000, guys. Kotlin is another one. And Kotlin is the main programming language used to build Android apps. So if you're thinking about Android and you're not a fan of Apple, so Swift is for Apple, Kotlin is for Android apps. And the median salary for somebody learning Kotlin or being an Android developer is $163,000.
Damn!
Haskell is another one. Haskell is a general purpose language, which means that it underlines a lot of software, like desktop applications, system processing, and so forth. But if you learn Haskell, you can make $165,000 a year, guys. Objective-C is another one. This is C. That's exactly what it is. Old-time language, been around for a very long time. A general purpose language used on top of C, another language that is mostly used to build desktop applications, mostly used in developing iOS or Mac OS operating systems. Developers who know Objective-C make a median US salary of $167,000. Elixir, I don't know how to pronounce that. Elixir. Help me pronounce that, somebody. But anyway, this is a language that was developed in 2012 by former Ruby contributor Jose Valem, and is a programming language built on top of Erlang. Erlang is used as a communicator between system processes. And if you learn this language, you could be making $170,000. Erlang, you could be making $170,000. Okami, another one, you could be making $173,000. Closure is a Java-based language, right? That you can be making $175,000. And typically, this language is used in commercial AI software development. Go is another one. Go is Google's developed open source language. And if you know Go, you can be making $175,000. Scala, $182,000, guys. So again, yes, programming may not be everybody's snick. Absolutely, I get it. Programming may not be your stick. I get it. You don't have to get into tech and become a programmer. There's other ways that you can get into tech without becoming a programmer. But if you want a strong foundation, especially if you're coming out of school, consider doing some sort of programming. You can build a strong technical foundation that's going to last you for the rest of your life, and you can stack on top of it. I had a conversation the other day with a gentleman who was asking me about my career and so forth. It was a coaching call. And he's like, Antoine, you're in sales now. You're killing it. You're crushing it. I said, absolutely. He says, I want to get into sales as well, too. So I gave him some advice, some Antoine Wade coaching advice. And I just said, you're a young guy. You're 22 years old. You're out of college. Build a foundation before you get into sales. But I totally understand if you choose to go into sales right away. Because if you choose to go into sales and you bet on yourself, you become a good sales person, a good sales professional. You can make more money in a short amount of time than you would have ever with a strong foundation as a software engineer. This is what it is. So guys, if you're considering sales, I got something for you. Choose Course Careers. Course Careers is a boot camp, a sales boot camp, a sales training that's only $500. If you use my discount code, you can get it for $450. And this boot camp has allowed for people to get into tech and tech sales specifically with or without a degree. So if you're on the fence about some things about tech and sales, consider Course Careers. Spend the $500 or the $450 if you use my discount code to get an entry into sales, into tech sales. I partner with Course Careers because of the fact that they're helping people get into tech sales. And they're helping people do it in such a short amount of time. I'm going to have a gentleman by the name of Abdul on my channel in the upcoming weeks. Abdul got out of high school, didn't go to college, didn't know what he wanted to do, did some odds and end jobs, working in a warehouse and so forth. Abdul found Course Careers. Within 4 months, he was making $75,000. Within 4 months, he was making $75,000. Course Careers is where it's at. I will have Abdul on to share his story in a couple weeks. But if you're interested in getting into tech sales, check it out. The link is in the description of this video. And you can use the Antoine's 50 code to get your $50 off of the course. So it drops it from $500 to $450. Tech sales changed my life. And I think it's a space in a career that can certainly change yours, because there was nothing that was special about me when I got into tech sales, besides that I had a strong foundation and I don't give up. That's it. And within 3 years, it changed my life completely. Tech sales is where it's at, guys. Consider Course Careers.